Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, you guys. You are going to love this. So remember when I was talking about how California were changing their laws or statutes regarding child sexual battery, sodomy of a child, aggravated child abuse, and various abuses on children, which I covered on my previous channel, but the cult pedos didn't like it. So notice the age that I'm reading. So this comes from womenslaw.org. I'm already liking the name. This covers Florida. I don't see a date yet. Legal information, Florida, 787.02. False imprisonment of a child under age 13. Under age 13. Do you guys see what they're doing? Do you guys see what the pedophile cult people are doing? Aggravating circumstances. Okay, let me go back here. I want to make sure that I read the part that I wanted to cover. False imprisonment. Okay, here it is. Chapter 787, under title, let's see, you got the XLV1. So that'd be 10, L as in Lima, Victor 1, which I believe Victor 1 is a 4. Anyways, Chapter 787, kidnapping, false imprisonment, luring or enticing a child, custody offenses. 787.01, kidnapping of child under age 13. Under age 13, like a child in an adult body. Aggravating circumstance. 782.02, false imprisonment of child under age 13. So apparently now, if the child who is still a fucking child is aged 14 to 18, they're changing the laws. Or maybe it's been like this for a while. I know in Cali they're doing some real devious stuff during the pandemic. Imprisonment of child under age 13. Aggravating circumstances. 787.025. Luring or enticing a child. Well, let me see now. Wouldn't the Scientology volunteer ministers going into middle schools and high schools constitute luring of a child? I mean, perhaps they're only talking about sexual abuse here, I'm not sure. But it sure sounds like luring a child to me. Doesn't it sound like that to you? 787.03. Interference with custody. Oh, that's Playbook 101 for Scientology. 787.04. Removing minors from state or concealing minors contrary to state agency order or court order. Hold on. Okay, so this was updated November 7th, 2024. 787.02. False imprisonment. False imprisonment of child under age 13. So apparently, if they're, which they're still a child, if they're age 14, 18, there's some different type of law. Are they trying to tell us that a child over 14 years old is an adult? Is that what these freaking pedos are trying to say? 1 alpha. The term false imprisonment means forcibly, by threat or secretly confining, abducting, imprisoning, or restraining another person without lawful authority and against her or his will. Well, let's see where to start, you guys. Ethics handling, forcing children to get audited in small rooms where they are not allowed to leave the room, forcing children that are either getting or giving auditing sessions, which is against the law as well, and forcing the child to stay in the room, not move his head, his hands, his shoulders, any part of his body for hours at a time, which is a mind control technique. Go look it up. Think I just fell off the bus? B as in Bravo. Confinement of a child under the age of 13. You guys, does this kind of sound familiar to the things that they've been doing regarding children not having to get consent of their parents for mutilation and other type of medical procedures or medical help, basically? You guys seen a pattern? I'm going to read it again. B as in Bravo, confinement of a child under the age of 13 is against her or his will. Mind you, there's no identity clauses in here, but, you know. Within the meaning of this section, if such confinement is without the consent of her or his parent or legal guardian. You guys see why I screamed to the top of my lungs about the guardianships? I never stopped talking about it. Go check out BJ Investigates. 2. A person who commits the offense of false imprisonment, you know, like an ethics handling, like having a KR written on them, giving a child an ethics handling in which they are locked in a
everybody saying hi.
Locked in a basement for weeks at a time, putting children in the Rehabilitation Project Force, which is a prison for children. I would say, considering the fact that it's called a prison, that might construe or be considered false imprisonment. Wouldn't you guys say that? 2, a person who commits the offense of false imprisonment is guilty of a felony, Scientologists, a felony of the 3rd degree, punishable as provided in Sierra 775.082, Sierra 775.083, or Sierra 775.084. How about that, you guys? 3 alpha, a person who commits the offense of false imprisonment upon a child under the age of 13. I want to know when this under the age of 13 came in. You guys seen a pattern? And who in the course of committing the offense commits any offense enumerated in subparagraphs 1.5. 1 commits a felony of the first degree, punishable by imprisonment for a term of years not exceeding life, or as provided in Sierra 775.082, Sierra 775.083, or Sierra 775.084. 1. Apparently this is a thing, Federal Bureau of Investigation. 1. Aggravated child abuse as defined in Sierra 827.03. 2. Sexual battery as defined in Chapter 794 against the child. Don't you guys wonder what happens to the 14-year-old boy or girl? Or the 15-year-old girl or boy? 16-year-old? 17-year-old? 3. Lewd or lascivious battery. I think that means like exposing himself or herself. Lewd or lascivious molestation, lewd or lascivious conduct, or lewd or lascivious exhibition in violation of Sierra 800.04 or Sierra 847.0135. 5. 4. You know, it's all in theory. A violation of former Sierra 796.03 or Sierra 796.04 relating to prostitution upon the child. 5. Exploitation of the child or allowing the child to be exploited. Like Scientology. Like the governments of the world are allowing in giving Scientology a pass through so-called freedom of religion to openly abuse, traffic, sexually batter, rape, molest, falsely imprison, physically abuse, sexually abuse, or neglect a child. 6. A violation of Sierra 787.06, 3G, as in gang, relating to human trafficking. B as in Bravo, pursuant to Sierra 775.021, 4. Nothing contained herein shall be construed to prohibit the imposition of separate judgments and sentences for the first degree offense described in paragraph A as in alpha, and for each separate offense enumerated in subparagraphs alpha 1 through 5. Apparently, now granted, this is Florida, but I'm just saying in general statements, apparently all those Massachusetts police officers that were openly and repeatedly raping the 13-year-old girl, and I allegedly believe there were more little girls and possibly boys since 1976, I would venture to say. And I would venture to say that a lot of those little children's bodies were dumped out in various places. It's the way to cover up the evidence. So what I'm trying to say here is, just based on this alone, Those police officers should have had way more charges on them, and all of them, to include the ones the police officers are hiding, and the chief of police is hiding, in my opinion, need to go to prison.